Until the season 6 finale, the mystery surrounding Howard's dad's letter remained unsolved on The Big Bang Theory. Here is the possible content of Howard's letter. Years after the show ended, viewers are still interested about what Howard's dad sent him in a birthday card when he was 18 years old. It's a maddening mystery. The episode offered multiple speculations regarding the contents of Howard's father's letter, but the show never revealed the truth, which gave Howard more complexity, showing that what matters most, not the contents of the letter, are the love and support from Howard's adopted family, rather than those who left him. Even though The Big Bang Theory has been gone for 5 years, many fans are still curious about Howard's father's message to him on his 18th birthday and the many unanswered questions it raises. The Wolowitz family continued to be one of the most intriguing and enigmatic parts of TBBT. His bond with Debbie Wolowitz, Carol and Susie, his mother, has been the subject of much discussion. She was a constant presence in the program right up until she passed away, even though she was never featured on screen. The sitcom, on the other hand, hardly featured Howard's estranged father, Sam Wolowitz. Following the conclusion of The Big Bang Theory, the father of Howard Wolowitz is still unknown. Even though many fans were hoping for an eventual resolution, the last season of The Big Bang Theory paid surprisingly little attention to the show's supporting cast. So many questions about Howard and his father's relationship were unanswered by the show. Included in this category is the mystery surrounding Howard's father's 18th birthday letter, which persisted beyond the 6th season of TBBT. The circumstances of the episode, however, have led to numerous reasonable speculations regarding the contents of Howard's dad's letter. Prior to the letter, what the show disclosed on Howard's father when Howard's dad left is the only thing we know for sure about him. Though Howard Wolowitz's father, Sam Wolowitz, was brought up a couple of times during the 12 seasons of The Big Bang Theory, Season 3, episode, The Precious Fragmentation, is the first place this comes up. It shows that Sam left his family when Howard was 11 years old, but why he did so is a mystery. As a result, in The Closet Reconfiguration from Season 6, Sheldon found a letter that Sam had given to Howard before the first episode of The Big Bang Theory aired. Howard had refused to read the letter and had it burned. Whether or if Sheldon would inform everyone was the central question of the show. In the end, he gives an off-screen description of Howard's father's letter, setting the stage for the dramatic sequence where the contents of the letter are revealed, along with 4 fabricated explanations. Multiple hypotheses derived from The Big Bang Theory could explain what Howard's dad wrote in his letter. Everyone who mattered had their own take. Each of the other major characters in The Big Bang Theory offered Howard a different interpretation of his father's letter, and Howard could pick and choose which one to trust. This allowed Howard to make an informed decision about what to believe. A conventional birthday card was portrayed by Raj. Sheldon basically pilfered the plot of The Goonies by convincing Howard that the birthday card included a treasure map belonging to One-Eyed Willie. After Howard graduated from high school, Amy said his dad was in the audience. According to Penny, Sam's letter detailed his reasons for leaving and talked about his new life. Leonard mentioned his father's supposed insistence that family is precious and should be treasured above all else. On the back was a note that read, "Howard, my son, my greatest gift." Bernadette, Melissa Rauch, added that it featured a photo of Howard, who had just been born. Given the lack of details on Sam Wolowitz, it's hard to tell which of the 2 stories sheds light on the contents of Howard's dad's letter. However, it's safe to assume that Sheldon's version was false. On the other hand, Sam moved on with a second family when Josh, Matt Bennett, an oceanographic student from San Diego and Howard Wolowitz's claimed half-brother on The Big Bang Theory, was introduced. Late, whether he has departed or is still with them is unknown. A chance for Howard to reconcile with his dad, a prospect that was never even mentioned, would have presented itself had Sam Wolowitz not abandoned his second family either. The most reasonable interpretation, according to Penny, of the letter from Howard's dad is that Sam found new meaning in his life. It failed to offer any indication that Sam would come back, but it may have provided Howard with closure by explaining why he departed. So what was in Howard's dad's letter? Maybe young Howard may go forward if CBS is still interested in a spin-off of The Big Bang Theory. Reasons why Howard's letter was meaningless. If Howard's dad had stayed behind, no amount of writing could have compensed. No one cares about Howard's dad's actual letter content in the end. No amount of comforting words from Sam Wolowitz could have compensated for the fact that he abandoned his son Howard. The Big Bang Theory gives Howard a huge, loving extended family in lieu of a biological father. This present expression of love is more significant than Howard's dad's letter since his friends cared enough to assist him find closure through the letter. The idea of not revealing the letter's contents is that Howard needs people who will be there for him, not people who left him. By keeping the contents of his father's letter a mystery, Howard developed a richer personality. What Howard's dad wrote and why it matters most. The gang likely divided Howard's dad's letter. The most widely accepted interpretation of Howard's father's letter is that it paraphrased some of what everyone had said, with the exception of Sheldon's version. Though it's unacceptable that Howard's father isn't there to celebrate his son's graduation, it would be touching if he had mentioned his kid as his greatest gift. Since Howard's dad did go on to have a new family, it's safe to assume that the birthday card also featured Raja's happy birthday declaration and maybe even Penny's notion. Whatever the case may be, the contents of Howard's father's letter will always be a mystery to Big Bang Theory viewers. It was Simon Helberg's desire that Howard meet his father. The Big Bang Theory star desired greater visibility for Howard's previous roles. Simon Helberg has stated his desire for a scenario in which Howard confronts his dad. However, he has not disclosed the contents of Howard's father's letter. It was something he wanted that the authors decided not to implement, since he made these remarks while the show was airing, via Cinema Blend. Helberg did make a valid point when she said that Big Bang Theory would struggle to portray such an emotional moment. Meeting his parents would be a wonderful experience, in my opinion. Because it's so difficult to get deep on a sitcom without resorting to cheesy violin or that special episode atmosphere, I enjoy it when the writers do it. Following Howard's mother's death, Helberg made these remarks in the season after her passing. His father had handed over the house to him without making an appearance on screen or even contacting him regarding the transaction. The Big Bang Theory audience saw the heartbreaking reality that the reunion was never going to happen, Howard's dad signing over the house without even consulting his son. What was in the letter that Howard's dad sent? The secrecy surrounding Howard's father's letter may really work out for the best in the end.